Bill Gaither.
This is Geraldine. Do you want to speak with Bill?
Well, yeah, why not?
Okay, hang on a minute. Can I call you back from our phone?
Well, I want to do it. I'm doing it on FaceTime. I want to see him.
You do?
Yeah, I can see you. See,
I,
look in the
I
screen.
can see you too. Here.
See,
Yeah.
I want.
You
I
want?
want to. Yeah, I want to interview Bill.
All right. Here's Mark Lowry here.
Okay, Mark, what's
Bill
the deal?
Gaither, what are you doing?
I'm just here appreciating myself.
Well, pull the screen down a little bit so I can see your face better. See, there you are.
My beautiful.
Do you ever use FaceTime?
What's that mean? Do you get that from Body Shop? I put coconut butter on my face, but I've never used FaceTime.
Well, you're using FaceTime right now. You've never talked into your phone and seen anybody. You've never done this before. What we're doing?
No, is it fun?
I am interviewing you for my new Facebook show, and it records this.
It does what?
It's a videotape, and it'll be side by side of me, and I'm interviewing you. I'm calling you. I called Wes yesterday. I called Kelly Nealon yesterday, and everybody said call Bill. So I'm calling.
Is Wes one of the sweetest guys you ever met?
One of the greatest human beings to ever breathe a breath.
I don't think I don't think there's an anger button in him. You know, you couldn't push anything to get him angry.
I'm telling you, I've said he is like no other artist I've ever met, including me or you.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have any temperament. Of course, you don't either.
Well,
I mean, you're pretty nice. Hey, listen, Kelly Nealon's sweet too.
Does that help? Does this help?
Well, see, you can see me better probably.
Yeah.
Pull the screen down. Pull it down a little bit. Pull the thing down. Yeah, so we see your face. See, can you see your face? No, hold it up high. See, you want to hold it up high and get above the chins.
Okay. This is fun. Do you do this every day?
Well, I just started it yesterday, and I just discovered how to do it yesterday. So you're my third interview.
Okay. Do you have an audience?
Well, I have about 360,000 people who have liked my Facebook page.
You mean there are 360,000 watching now?
There could be. No, I'm taping it. See, it's not live.
Are you selling tickets?
No, we should be, huh?
360.
I can see you. Look, but what an audience. Isn't that something?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So show everybody your office. Let everybody see your office. This is where all the magic happens.
Okay. Can you see where I'm going?
Well, you just got to point the screen towards.
Okay.
So you can kind of see what you're seeing.
Hey, let me show you the pictures on my wall, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the first picture is Dean Smith. Can you see him?
Oh, hold on. My dogs are barking. Let me let them outside. This is a homespun show. Here, you want to watch? Here, watch them go. Watch. Okay, you ready? Ready? Go.
Those look like killer dogs to me.
They're killer, aren't they? Okay, so who is this again?
Okay, this Dean Smith used to coach the University of North Carolina basketball team.
Okay.
And here is me at 18 years. Can you see it?
Yeah.
18 years old, playing the piano for my buddy Ron Beard, who's still my best friend. He's here in town. And that was when we were 18.
Wow.
And here's where we're at 80.
Oh, my goodness. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. You know what? We're both 80, and, you know, we're in that. In fact, I called the incontinence hotline this morning, and they said, can you hold, please?
Oh, Bill Gaither, you're crazy.
Yeah, and I said that depends. So, but anyway, that's right. Larry Bird, a signed picture from Larry Bird.
Wow.
Yeah, and Michael Jordan.
Oh my goodness.
And Peyton Manning. He's isn't that nice?
Yeah.
This is Dick the Bruiser.
Okay, who's he?
He's a wrestler, man. Does he look? Man, look at his shoulders.
He's on steroids.
Yeah. Well, you know what? we're thinking about him for baritone for the vocal band. Wouldn't that be a great look? That'd be a great look, would he? Yeah.
That would be a good look.
Okay, so that's on doll. Then you want to see something beautiful? There she is.
Where? Yes.
Is that pretty?
Yeah.
And here's two of my kids, Amy
And Benji.
and Benji. And here's all my friends: Jake, James, Les Beasley. Here's my men's group that I met with for about 20 years.
Okay, turn the camera a little more towards it. Yeah, there you go.
Judge,
All right.
Judge Carter, Dr. Collins, Dr.
Did y'all solve any of the world's problems?
We didn't even try to go there. Dr. Strege, Dr. Boggs, Jim Lyons, and Bill Gaither. The only doctors I have are doctors that colleges gave to me. So,
Oops.
and here's one of my best buddies, Hovey.
Hovey.
I loved Hovey.
I don't see any pictures of me and you.
Yeah, well, there are plenty of them. I just can't find them. Okay. Here's Gloria and I went out to Billy Graham, and you've been up there too, to his house.
Uh-huh.
And it's a sweet house on top of a mountain, and they were so kind to us. They waved to us when we left there in our car, and Gloria and I said, "That's going to be a picture we'll remember for a long time."
Oh my goodness.
Here's a bodyguard I had one time at family.
Why did you need a bodyguard?
Oh, there's a lot of folks who want to mob my body.
All your stalkers are using walkers.
I know. That's funny. Okay. Oh, here is a song I taught last week to the Hoppers. They stayed over, and I said, "I want to teach you a song."
Yeah. What was it?
Be an Overcomer.
Did you write it?
No, it was written back in 1928. That's a couple years before I was born.
Oh.
Here's my favorite picture of an old farmhouse of people singing around the piano.
Oh.
You can see ghosts there and I used to always go out to Grandma and Grandpa's house, and we'd sing around the piano.
Isn't that something?
My dad made this tractor when I was when he was 14, 15 years old. That's a pretty good. I mean, he was a mechanic. You know, he knew how to fix things. I can't fix anything. And here is my dad.
Uh-huh. I remember George.
Yeah. And here's a picture of Gloria and our little grandbaby Simon. Is that a beautiful woman?
Oh, that's beautiful. She is perfect.
Yeah. Hey, here's something you're going to... This is Shaquille O'Neal's shoe. Jack, that is...
Is that a size 15?
My shoe is size 12. His is 24.
Oh my good. Oh, wait, hold it still. You're moving too much. There you go. Yeah.
Is that amazing?
That's a big foot.
Yeah.
People are looking for Bigfoot. I think he's playing basketball.
Do you know Shaquille O'Neal?
Oh, no. No, Bill, I don't know anybody like that.
Yeah.
You know all the famous people.
Here's one of my favorite pictures.
There I am.
The alumni of the vocal band. We were all here, and we did a vocal band reunion, and the spirit of that thing was just unbelievable.
It was.
Lee Young, Gary, Michael, David, Buddy, Russ, John, Jimmy, Marshall, Guy, Wes. Oh, I'm about to slip there. Steve, what's his name? Larnell. Look at him. Look at him.
Look at there's the legend.
Yeah.
There's the mud that held the group together.
Yeah. You talk about it. You know, am I a good psychologist?
Yes.
And here's my grandkids. Except I'm missing one because the one hadn't popped out yet. But this one.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go over here. Here's my golf clubs. I called Beard one day and I said, "Now Beard, let's go golfing." And he said, okay, because I got these clubs. I never used them. And
All
so
right,
I said,
turn the camera back around while you're telling the story so we can see you. All right.
okay.
Would you
So
say
I said,
now?
Beard, I know that par means you do the number in the exact number you're supposed to do. And I know that bogey means 1 over, I think. And birdie means 1 under. Your 360,000 people will correct me there. I said, what? What is that word if we go 2 under? To which Beard said, I don't think we're going to have much use for that word today. that means you're a real good golfer. Golfers
Yeah.
usually really laugh at that. Okay, here's Gloria Young. Look at her.
Oh.
There's my mother, Leela.
Yep.
She could make green beans. And there's young Gloria.
Well, everybody wants to know, Bill. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants to know. Okay, you said there were going to be some surprises at the taping the other day, and the one that stuck out to me, I was trying to figure out. People are saying, "What were the surprises?" And was the Martin Circus family.
Were they wonderful?
Weren't they great?
You know what? I just met those kids about 6 months ago, and they're alive. I just love people who are alive. A lot of people are walking around, but they're not really alive. I just want to live until I die. I want to live
Yep.
every second I got to the best of my ability, and help as many people along the way, and do as much good as I can do, and then I'll die and go home and be with Jesus. That would be good.
Yeah.
But they're alive. Those 2 little girls stayed there from 12 o'clock noon till 12 o'clock at night. We had an hour and a half break to go eat. And they stayed there. The other surprise, and I want the folks to watch, this is the little Jim Brady trio.
Yeah.
You know how I love to find talent?
Yeah.
I found them a singer. His name is Lake Jones. He is the sweetest kid.
Yeah, he is.
And a couple of years ago, I was 3 or 4 years ago after you left, I looked at him as a possibility, but he had 2 more years of college. I will never take a kid out of college. I'll say,
Right.
finish your degree. And so when he finished it, we already had the place filled. So I said, okay, I've got a group that I think you'll love. And Jim and Melissa Brady are 2 beautiful people in our field.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a surprise. There were several other surprises during the day. The biggest surprise is when the Spirit comes in and the singing. And it's just, the last song we did was Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior, a cappella. I've never heard that song sung better.
Mm.
It will never be sung better until we're around the throne. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. I thought the video was fantastic. Well, what are you going to do today? What does Bill Gaither do on what is today? Wednesday? What do you do on a Wednesday?
I walk for about an hour in a park with my good friend Woody first. And I always get that done because at this point I need to keep the blood flowing. And I just got in the office, and the first thing I do when I get up is Gloria and I drink coffee and talk.
Yeah.
And we talk for an hour about everything. And it's great to be married to somebody who loves to talk about everything, going on.
And know stuff.
And knows stuff. So we talked for an hour on just issues and stuff that was coming up. And then I drink my coffee, and I do that real slow. You noticed this time how much more laid back I am.
Oh, I did. I told you. I called you and said, you didn't seem as uptight this time. You were having more fun.
I have finally come to the conclusion that if I don't have everything in control, he does. And
Well, that's something.
so don't panic. It'll right itself. And if
Right.
you do that, you allow stuff. You allow times for the Spirit to take control. Have you ever seen that poem by Rudyard Kipling, If?
Oh, yeah. Show it to him.
Yeah.
You got it right there in front of you?
Yeah.
What do you love about it?
I love so many. Can you see it?
Well, just can't read it to us, but keep the camera on your face so we can see you.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing their head. and blaming it on you. Blame is a terrible thing. There's enough blame to go around. There were problems that happened the other day, and did you notice every time they happen, I said that's my fault. Did you see me do that? I'm
I
learning. I'm learning in front of a crowd to just take all the blame. Because
That's good.
everybody's looking around. You go to church and something happens with the sound. You got 2,000 people. The minute the sound happens, the guy gets no attention at all until there's a squeal, and then
Yeah.
you got 2,000 heads going.
Uh-huh.
What in the world did you do? The
Yeah.
poor little guy's up there. I mean, everybody knows who he is.
Right.
So, so I mean, I could preach a whole sermon on it. They lose. Keep your head when everybody else losing theirs and blaming it on you. I don't like the word blame. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you,
Mm-hmm.
but make allowance for their doubting too. If they want to doubt you, I mean, say, you got a reason for it. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, and you don't give in to lies, or being hated, but you don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor look too wise. I mean, it's just full of wisdom. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. I mean,
Ooh.
some people don't live in the real world. I mean,
Right.
you can dream, but still be realistic.
Right.
If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, here's my favorite line, and
Okay.
it goes on for another hour. Which this is not in type, so it's hard for me to read. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat both those imposters just the same. For
Wow.
instance, my dad said when I got worried about a problem, he'd say, "Oh, Bill, it's not as bad as you think it is." And he'd wait a second. He'd say, "And it probably wasn't as good as you thought it was." And people get messed up every time with a problem they think is impossible and is never going to go away. And somebody said 90% of the stuff we worry about doesn't ever happen anyway. But
Yeah.
if you could meet with both triumph, that means successes, and disasters, and treat both those imposters. The success was an imposter. It wasn't as big as you thought it was. I mean, we've had big crowds, you know this,
Yeah.
and we've had just little time. I've sung to 50 people and had the best service I've ever had.
Absolutely.
You know what? Buck Rambo and I talked before he died for an hour and a half. And you know all we talked about? We didn't talk about big crowds. We didn't talk about Grammys. We didn't talk about awards. We talked about periods when God came
Oh,
in. And many times that was in a small group.
oh, those are the rewards.
And those are the rewards. Well, it goes on and on, but it's called If by Rudyard Kipling. Go dial it up, study it, if you're a preacher, do a whole series. Oh,
Well, that'd be good. Hey, listen, someone said to me one time, you're a good night won't make you and a bad night won't break you.
you're exactly right.
Yeah.
It's your and yet many times we go to bed thinking that we have failed, never realizing that might be the night a seed was sown that could change the world.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Bill Gaither, thank you for being on my Facebook show today.
Oh, the very first one.
You're the third one. Wes was the first one.
Yeah.
And then Kelly, and I just thought, well, everybody said, get Bill Gaither. I thought, well, I'll just call him. And you answered. Well, your secretary did. Jerry.
Is she good though? Is she good?
Oh.
But if they say Mark Lowry's on the phone, they put everything out. You know what? I am easier to get than the president.
And I am too.
Yeah, there are two people.
Well, I'm
that
easy for you to get.
Hey, we're looking forward to the Christmas dates.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that too.
You know what? To come back to these towns now and say the biggest Christmas spectacular you've ever heard from the beginning of time. Barnum and Bailey is back. Barnum and Bailey is back.
Oh.
but the vocal band and Mark Lowry and Buddy Green and the Isaacs and the Martins and G. McDonald and Charlotte. It's going to be a great night.
It's going to be fun. And then the cruise. I'm going with you on the cruise to Alaska.
Next summer we cruise. It's the funnest cruise in the world, and there's just as much stuff. I always tell my friends when they come, you can come to as many of these things you want to, or as few as you want to. I had one of my best friends who stuck his head into one night, just a little bit. That's all he did the last time. I've had other friends I thought wouldn't be there, except for a couple. We're there for everything that happened, even when we did the country night, they were in there. So.
Well, if you love homecoming music, or you love any kind of music, really, you need to come on that homecoming cruise, because you'll love it and have a good time, and you will be sung out when it's over.
And you know what? If you've enjoyed this brief television presentation, you're going to love the full home-length video. All you got to do is I love you, Mark Lowry.
I love you, Bill Gaither. You're the best.
Okay. And I love those 360,000 folks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.